Hey, friends! Oh my goodness, I am so excited to be joining you today. We are live. We're talking with Terry. Happy Friday to everybody. We got money, we got magic, and we got Friday. How much better can it get? All right, my friends. I know. Nisha, what's your best dance move?
I don't have any.
We're gonna work on that. Well, I'm excited to be joining you. We're going to be talking all things money. money. Oh my gosh, this thing is so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to be talking money. We're going to make it rain money for some of you. So excited, perfect connection for us, because in business, all of us want to have a bigger impact. And we can have a bigger impact without making more money, right? More money equals more impact. And I think sometimes we get blindsided. We're like, I don't want to make money. I literally heard on Wednesday, I had this meeting and this lady goes, well, I don't want to make money. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's so sad, because that means we're not willing to make a bigger impact. Right? And so my friend Misha Schreier is here with Headway Financial. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of money, you are also our premier sponsor at our Breaking Beyond live event, the live experience event. We're in partnership with Comedy Works. I'm going to drop that link down for everyone who wants to come and check it out, because tickets are selling, and we have an incredible lineup of guests, and Misha is our headline sponsor, and so we're so excited to have her wisdom and knowledge, because as anyone knows, when we are in business, the more money we make, the more impact we have, and the more we can do with this. And we can donate it, we can help, we can send money to Maui, whatever that cause is for you, and that's on your heart. All right, Misha, let's dive in here. I want to know from you, because I've known you for some time, and you have created, you've really mastered money yourself, and you've become an investor. You've figured out the system, and I think so often when we're in entrepreneurial worlds, this is kind of one of the last things we think about is, how do we save? How do we, create generational wealth? How do we, move beyond that? So tell us a little bit about your story and how you got to be doing what you're doing today.
Okay. Thank you. Well, first of all, I'm really excited to be here. I have a big echo. Do you have an echo?
I don't hear it.
Okay, good.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I need to adjust my volume a little bit because I'm hearing a bad echo. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for the event. It's going to be awesome. You've got a great lineup. I can't wait to be there. So I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time, and I used to really struggle with my money too. I had the same thing you said earlier. I really felt guilty about making money. So for the first few years, I was trying to make an impact, and it felt to me like I was being bad if I was making money. Which, I don't know, I associate something with having money meant I was not a good person. And there's a story that people may have around that.
Oh yeah, and I think that's an important piece. We can stop for just a second is talk about, right now as you're listening in, what is your money mindset story? And a lot of times, and I know mine came from scarcity. There was not enough. And, I had to work hard, some of those old, thought process, that training. And so I take everyone who's tuning in, listening to this live, or for those that are listening on the replay, take a moment and just what is my money mindset story? Because here's the thing is, at our live event, we're going to be unpacking, we're going to be doing a really cool interactional exercise with Misha to really, I know, right? But we're going to bring home this concept, and it ties so beautifully into the whole day and what we're doing. All right, so your story, and then so how did you overcome that to get to the place where you're at today?
Well, I actually was at a women's conference in my industry, and it was just women, and it was really inspiring. It was the first time I had been exposed to that amazing group of people, and that's where I was really able to start shifting. Like, no, the bigger impact I'm making, the more money I will make. And so that's a really easy way to measure, like, am I making a big enough impact? So I was able to get rid of that story of like, if I make money, I'm a bad person, and really change that to, the more money you make, the bigger impact you're making. And actually what I've come to create is, making a bigger difference in the world is how you create more wealth in your life. Making a difference for other people helps make a difference in your life. So focusing on like what's going on around you. And what I've discovered is that's really related to purpose. And in the class that I teach, we really dig into that, and it's reconstructing your money stories and those limiting stories that we have that really hold us back. And the thing is a lot of times we just don't even realize they're there.
Yeah.
And when we can move beyond that and get into purpose and service and how we can be out in the world making a bigger difference. And I think that's why, most of us women are female entrepreneurs. We're doing what we're doing so that we can make an impact for our community, on our families, and our, friends and our loved ones, and, be out there creating.
I love it. New. Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm going to put it in the chat. I have a money quiz, and it will help you determine where your money mindset is. And I'm going to throw in a free download of over 30 different tools that you can do right now on your own, kind of a DIY, to start shifting that before even our event. So then you have different things that you're presenting with for Misha. I love it. Yeah. All right. So what would you say is kind of the biggest challenge that you've seen with clients when it comes to money in general, money or investing, whatever that is? Because, you see a lot of clients and you've been doing this for a long time. What do you find is like maybe the top one or two things people really struggle with?
Very good question. I think probably boils down to two things. First one is when people are to a point where they can start investing and trying to grow their wealth outside of their own business, there's a big question mark. How do I do it? What do I do? Do I know enough? A lot of times people just think it's so overwhelming. They do the head in the sand thing, which is very, very common.
That was us. That was us before we started investing and doing stocks and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the industry is actually designed to make it very confusing, I believe. And that really keeps people kind of...
That's fair to say. Yeah.
And so a lot of times financial professionals will just say, hey, you don't need to worry about that. I got this. I understand this. And I don't think that's a good thing, because if you put your trust in somebody else's hands and you don't know what's going on and things aren't going well, it creates this sense of I like the word agita, it just doesn't feel good and we don't know why.
Yeah.
I have a very educational approach, and I have a 2-day class that I've had people that say, look, I don't even know enough to take your class. I don't possibly have the ability to do this. And everybody comes out of the other side of that 2-day class going, oh my God, I really get it. I understand. Mm-hmm. When you understand what your options are, you can feel empowered about what you're doing. It makes a huge difference. And just taking a little bit of time to learn for a lifetime of confidence it's amazing. So anyway, that's the first thing, is getting rid of that that sense of, I don't know. Yeah. And the second thing I see a lot of, especially with
I think hold on for a second, Michelle, because I think that's really important, because when we don't know, like you said, head in the sand kind of thing, that doesn't serve us at all either. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's about taking responsibility, and it's about looking at the numbers. It's about being proactive. And when we can do that, and even if we don't know where to start, I remember back in the day, my husband and I really struggled with savings, and there was four personality types. You have the savers, the spenders, the folks that do nothing, and then I forget the fourth one. and it was really important. It was powerful for us to realize, oh, he's a spender, I'm a spender. And how we would justify our spending was like, he's going to go buy a baseball bat of, a $400 baseball bat. I'm like, okay, well then if you're going to go buy a $400 baseball bat, I'm going to go buy a $400 handbag. Like, right. Like, it was the craziest, like, little thing that we were in. And until we started learning about how do we save, how do we, create, some savings on the side, it really just didn't, it was really a struggle. And so I'm super excited to be attending your class. So the American Freedom, do you have that link real handy? So you can drop it in the chat.
I don't, but I can do it as soon as we get off.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, so what you bring up actually takes me to my second point, because they really tie together. Besides like having the confidence around what you're doing with your investment money outside of your business, what I see, and this is with entrepreneurs that are early in their career or entrepreneurs that are, clearing 7 figures, is we tend to focus so much on our business because that's what we're good at. That's our zone of genius. And that's where we tend to reinvest all the money all the time. And what I see a lot of times is that we entrepreneurs struggle with like making sure that we're giving enough back to ourselves and our families and saving. And the thing is that budgeting doesn't work. And that's something that we've talked about a lot. And so we've got this amazing methodology to save money without having to budget. And it's just by using a slight change in the way money flows in and out of our world. And it's using the science of behavioral finance, which is, everything I do is based on brain science.
It's fascinating, right? I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. And at our event, we're going to be unpacking a little mind hack. So I can't wait for that so September 23rd. So come and join us for that little juicy mind hacks. Yummy. Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay. So anything else that has been, a challenge that you've seen for folks? And what's one thing that we can start doing today that can really start helping us?
Well, what can I share without giving away some of the good stuff we're getting into?
I know.
Well, here's one thing, and I'll kind of leave you with this, Terry, is that a lot of times people feel really guilty because they're not saving. When you're not saving, you're not investing, you're not growing your future wealth, it all just kind of seems to become this rat race.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of really having purpose in your life and purpose with your money ties very much into, I just want to let everybody know that if budgeting isn't working for you, don't beat yourself up about it, because budgeting actually doesn't work. So give yourself grace. Understand that it's the way that our human brains are hardwired, is to spend what we have. And there's tricks that we can use that empower us to be able to save money and create that future of wealth that we all want.
I love it.
And the more wealth we're creating, the more we're able to make a bigger impact in the world.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lot of free cash flow, and cash flow is really the trick, then you can't be doing things like sending money to Hawaii. You have to be able to have for yourself before you can give to others, and we all want to give to others. That's the way we're hardwired, especially as women, right?
Yeah, exactly. I love this. All right, what's something that surprised you over the years of being in this industry? What is something that surprised you?
I think actually one of the biggest surprises that I've found over the last few years is that even entrepreneurs that are really clearing big numbers, 6 figures a month,
mm-hmm.
they still struggle with saving money. In fact, I kind of see that the more people are making, the more challenge they're having.
Interesting.
The more the debt seems to be showing up, the more they're not cash flowing positively. It's really...
I actually can agree with that, because back in the day when I worked in like community mental health, it was always interesting because some of the physicians that we worked with, we would have like happy hours afterwards. And it was always interesting because their salaries, for physicians were really quite high. And it was amazing to me that there was actually 3 of the ones, the other 2 didn't share, but 3 of them did not have any savings, and they were living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And two of them were making over $500,000 a year.
Yeah, I have clients that are in that exact same position right now. And the thing is that, you know, to society, to the community that they're in, they look like they're very successful people. Like they've got the great house and the car and they're doing wonderful things. But the thing is underneath and inside and in private, it's not good. Sometimes, I know this isn't all the time, but sometimes this is what's happening.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree. And you probably know the number. It's like, I think when the pandemic happened, it was like, 70%, or I want to say 80%, did not have enough savings to go more than 1 month without, I think it was 1 month or 6 months or whatever that number was. But I was like really shocked by that. Right. But then it makes sense because we've been brought up in this, materialistic, you gotta show up and, be the, whatever, compare, yourself to the Smiths and all that stuff, and you got to be better. You got to have that. And even last night I was at my daughter's cross country meet, and it was interesting. It was just like a small little thing, but it just makes me aware of it, like, so one of the girls, two unrelated girls were sitting there, and she had a water bottle, and she goes, "Oh, that's not a Stanley, is it?" And she goes, "No, it's a Stanley." She goes, "Oh," but it was just that little subtle thing that's like, "Oh, well, you don't have a Stanley. Is that a knockoff one?" Like, it was just, it's amazing how that piece is ingrained very early on. With, you got to have the better, and all the better stuff, whatever the latest and greatest brand is, and whatever is trending, and whatever makes it stand. It's just really fascinating. And so I think we've gotten away from that idea of what is wealth versus being rich. Being wealthy versus being rich looks like. And one of the Game Changer books, and it was by Thomas Stanley, and it was talking about, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then also Thomas Stanley, The Millionaire Next Door, were such two great books. And I know you have a couple books. What's a good book that you recommend?
I like Millionaire Mindset. I think that's the one by T. Harv Eker.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the older book, very long, like great mindset. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look at my Audible. I'm sorry. Like,
what is that? That's another one too. That was like, I think it was like Rich Chick or something like that.
Oh yeah, the book. I used to hand that out at my events. Rich Chick.
Yeah.
A gal that I work with wrote that book. Great book. Yeah. Great book. The Big Leap. That's a great book.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't think I've read that one.
Oh, it's a great one. I can't think of the one.
I love it. That's okay. We're gonna throw it in.
We're done talking.
I know, exactly. Okay, so as we wrap up,
that's it.
What is it?
Think and Grow Rich.
Oh yes. I love that.
That's a good one.
I love that one. Yeah, I can. There's another one that I really liked too. Anyhow. So many different books. They all start to blend together, I think, over time. So before we wrap up, what's one thing that we can do today? And you talked about savings. Is there something about savings? Like, is it, that we can start to do today to create in our favor?
Well, I think the first step to empowering yourself around being able to save money, and you have to be able to save the money first to create the wealth in your life, is get really clear on what your numbers are, and you don't have to be exact. And this is why I don't like budgeting. Like, just get a good idea of what your average income is per month. You're going to look over like the last 3 months. What are you bringing in per month on average? And then take a realistic look at what's going out every month. Again, we're not talking about budgeting and counting pennies, but just take a realistic look at what's coming in and what's going out. And if there's more going out than what's coming in, take a look at what's going in. What's going on? Is it because we're going out to eat too much? Is it, I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. The biggest culprit I see is going out to eat. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
And of course, lately, with interest rates going up so high and price of groceries has gotten insane. It's
yes.
Yeah. The cost of living has gotten a little bit more challenging lately than we're used to. But, with an increase in spending that's necessary to live, you can also increase your income.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're leveling up if you're in charge of setting your rates. Maybe take a reassessment of what your rates are.
Yep, we just had to do that in my other company. Is look at we're making the move to increase our rates because we have to pay our employees more, and it's just a reality to stay in be competitive with our wages. So
something realistic to look at. So that's my big tip is be really in touch with the reality of what the numbers are, and that's where you've got to start. You can't start from a place of I think you have to know.
Yep. You have to know. I love it. I love it. So I'm just going to drop in here. We are going to be breaking beyond some of those mindset blocks. We're going to be breaking beyond and so much more at our live event. We have an incredible lineup. We have Lee Keckner from Hollywood. She's become an influencer. We have Linda Clemens, a dynamic. She's not to be missed. You've seen her speak before, and she's just incredible. And we also have Pam Moore from HGTV, as well as Shaul Turner, who is from Fox 31. So I want to make sure that you guys get the invitation and come and join us. What is that doing? So come and join us at the event. I just put that down in the chat here. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me or Misha. Misha, what is your website or contact information so they can reach out to you?
I'm going to put my website in the chat here.
Perfect.
Headway.adxleader.com. Headway.adxleader.com. And there's a great link in there about the American Dream Experience, which is that 2-day class we were talking about before. And
it's free to attend. It's free to attend. So invest in yourself. Think about, what's that one tip, tool, or nugget that you can take away that's absolutely free to set you up for ongoing success, not only in your life, but in your business. And bring your partner, bring your spouse, bring your adult children that need to learn this information. I wish I would have learned this when I was 18, 17, 16, 15, 14.
That's right? What everybody says. They go to the class and like, oh my God, I wish I had learned this when I was younger.
I know. If my daughter was not in school, then maybe I'd pull her out. Who knows? We might.
I think I'm gonna take my daughter to the October event. I'm gonna pull her out of school for it because I think she's old enough to do it.
Yeah. How old do you have to be?
Well, my daughter just turned 14.
Yeah.
And I think she's got the maturity level to be able to, learn and sit through 2-day class, which is amazingly interactive and fun. But I think the youngest person I've seen in the class is probably around 12.
Okay.
I love it when young people in the class, especially kids that are just getting out of high school, going into college, or kids that are in college, getting ready to just launch into the real world. It's such a great opportunity.
I know. I love it. I love it. Well, ladies, I can't end without doing this. Well.
Oh, it's got to reload that.
I was so excited, but we still got it. Oh, dear. All right. Money, 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 money. Come join us at our live event. Misha Schreier, such a great delight to have you here. We're so excited to connect and collaborate with you on this live event so that we can help people make more money, save more money, and impact with more money. My friends, as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love. And we'll see you on the 23rd. Yay. Join us. We'll see you. Bye, Misha.
Bye.